video is going to be a little different to the norm. Last weekend, I got to take part in Arc Project's AP4, the Treadmill Factory, which was a 24-hour relay in teams of 4 on manual woodway treadmills in a decommissioned tank factory. It was extraordinary and like nothing I've ever really experienced, and probably won't get to again. First and foremost, what the team at Arc Project created was absolutely magic and kind of difficult to put into words. Their stated mission was to interrupt the everyday and create a day that would live on in memory, and they certainly achieved that, at least for me. I'm sure there will be cleaner and much more polished videos created by actual videographers, but given I got the footage, I wanted to give you a bit of an overview of what it looked like for me to take part. I'll show you what I packed, some footage that I filmed on the factory floor, so to speak, and include a few bonus clips of me rambling at 4 a.m, which would have been, I think, 16, 17 hours into the project on no sleep. But first, the challenge itself. So I actually applied to take part. I submitted kind of my running history and my stated goals, and a big goal for this, or kind of for life generally, is just saying yes to every crazy challenge that I get the opportunity to take part in. It's a bit of a life motto for me. I guess it's probably rooted in grief and realizing that life is short, and I don't want to look back and think about things I wish I'd said yes to. So this ticked the box of a crazy opportunity that I wanted to take part in. So once accepted, I was put into a team of 4, and we kind of created a WhatsApp group, discussed a few tactics. But we'd been given kind of a location and a kit list, but not a lot else. There were a huge number of unknowns, and I liked that. I think life can be sometimes pretty mundane and predictable, so it's good to be put into a situation where you don't really know what to expect and where you can't control what's going to happen. So I was nervous, but pretty excited. So this next clip I filmed of what I packed when I was getting ready to go down, and I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Did I overpack? Maybe. So the spare room is now race preparation zone, and taking you through what I'm bringing. So I've got a camp chair. It's a big empty factory floor, so something to sit on when I'm not running. Most of what I'm bringing is food, so this is a whole bag of food. Obviously I have my trusty mini cheddars, some squares, some wagon wheels, some rice, sweets, Lucozade, some electrolytes in there as well. And really I've kind of brought more food than I think I'll probably eat, but I have no idea what I'm going to want, so nice to have options. Nice for my team to have options as well. I know when I did Ultra X Jordan, there was one day we ended up trading meals, so nice to have some variety. And then obviously it's warm at the moment, so a fan to go on the treadmill, a portable charger, sleeping bag, pillow, sleeping mat. I'm not sure how much sleep will get done, but I'm going to try. Then coming on to various toiletries, eye mask, sleep mask, wipes, chafe balm, deodorant, things like that. Some recovery sliders for in between my time on the treadmill, towel, clothes that I'm going to be traveling down in, and jumpers and things in case it does get cold overnight, and then all kind of spare clothes. Obviously I'm going to want to be able to change into fresh clothes at various points of the challenge, so that's all in there as well. So quite a lot of stuff, most of it food, and just going to pack it all and hope it all fits. So I've parked up and heading to the factory now. So walking to the factory immediately, I spotted other people who are going to be taking part, all dressed in black, carrying various equipment, and we all lined up in the car park, waiting, not really knowing what was going to happen next. How soon are you going to be? as you see, we only got into the factory 15 minutes before we started, and before I knew it, we were off. We're on Woodway manual treadmills. They're not like normal treadmills where you plug in a time and go with that. They're self-powered. So if you stop, the treadmill stops, which makes it pretty difficult to run on. I think in the next clip you'll see me looking quite fresh at hour 2. So with that in mind, we decided to do 15-minute slots. So each of us would take 15 minutes running and 45 minutes recovering, which worked really well. In terms of facilities, it was basic. We had taps to fill up water, we had portaloos to use, and then an outdoor area to eat. But it was actually 27, 28 degrees, so it was too hot really to be outside. And normally you would run and then go straight to these aircon units here to cool down and spend most of the 45 minutes until my next run cooling down, eating, and trying to stretch a little bit. Here I am with my feet in the air. There were 40 teams taking part, and in about hour 4 we were sent a link to a leaderboard which was tracking each distance each team had covered. My team KM to PM started in position 8 and overnight climbed up to position 5. Now this wasn't necessarily an event about placing, but it was definitely a good encouragement to keep going that little bit faster, especially in the early hours. A quarter of the way in and I am lying on the floor eating rice. It's going well, going well. Also I look like I'm sunburned. What I hope comes across is just how incredible the visual and audio experience was. Each hour or couple of hours were put into slots that were designed to match what would be kind of a psychedelic experience really. And the team were tracking all the data on the treadmills, which we've since been able to see how that tracks when our slowest hour was, when our fastest hour was. And I hope it comes across just how incredible the visuals are. The red here, oh, here's the pizza that I was very excited about. And how different each hour was. At midnight, all the lights went out and we were given head torches, which produced one of the most incredible sights I've ever seen. Unfortunately, I haven't captured it very well there, mainly because I was so tired. My watch telling me time to go to sleep. We are 18 hours down, 6 to go. I think that maths works. Still sticking to 15 minutes each, which gives a good kind of 45 minutes to food, water, try and lie down a bit. So that is what I'm off to So here you have Rob, who was one of the 4 members of my team, and he and I always had handovers, and his energy was just ridiculous. He would still do a dance routine no matter how tired he was, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just to keep me entertained and keep me motivated. And just a huge note for how incredible my team was. All of us were strangers before, but we're all pretty similarly motivated, especially when we saw that we could get 5th or 6th position. But you can see this with all the other teams as well. And I think it's testament to how incredible the event was that every single treadmill was still going at hour 24. From 5-6 a.m. onwards, I didn't get a lot of footage, partly because of tiredness, partly because I wanted to really take it all in. The organisers were very keen that we were as much in the moment as possible. This is not an event that's going to happen again, and I wanted to really remember it and enjoy the remaining time I had with my team. So a few personal reflections. I guess from a training perspective, it was great because I actually reacted to the lack of sleep much better than I thought I would, and it was interesting to see how much having some caffeine would keep me going. I had coffee intentionally at 2 a.m. and it made the next few hours much easier. It was also interesting to try out different foods. The mini cheddars that I normally rely on, I did not enjoy at all, which was interesting. The pizza was great. The squares bars went down quite easily. Sweets I got really fed up of and wanted to brush my teeth lots, so I'll make sure for my ultra I have toothbrushes in my drop bags. But it was good to try those things out. But the experience itself was, as I've said multiple times, unlike anything. And I know that they had tried to map like a psychedelic experience. I mentioned that a little earlier in the video. So there were 4 different stages: the come up, the fracture, the ego death, and then finally resurrection. I think resurrection was the last 4 hours. Within that, different hours had different things going on. So at midnight, as I showed you, all the lights went out. We all ran in head torches. And 1 a.m, really bright lights came on. We all had special Nike sunglasses because Nike were involved in the event. 2 a.m, was silence for an hour. Then we had an hour where they just played jungle sounds, and it was interesting how mentally that made you feel. I definitely found it tough listening to jungle sounds, whereas when they played, M83's famous Tears of a Coming Waterfall song, which I wish I could include that clip here, but I don't think for copyright reasons I'm allowed to. But when they played that, honestly, I burst into tears. I think a lot of people were crying as well. It was a realization that we were coming to an end of the event, but also just all the emotions of the last 24 hours. So yeah, from a training perspective, really interesting. Never really want to run on a Woodway manual treadmill ever again. I have run on a treadmill since, and it was nice being able to set a pace and not think too much about it. But from a personal perspective, incredible to be part of a team. Incredible, as I said, that every treadmill was still going at the end of the event. I'm definitely, if I can, going to sign up to an art project event again in the future. It was unlike anything, and just such an incredible team that have put this together. And yeah, I guess recommendations from it: follow them, see if you can take part in one of their events as well. I'm not sure it will be a Treadmill Factory again, but I'm sure it will be something even more spectacular. So if you follow me, subscribe, follow. The next episode will be back to regular programming. I'll be talking about my 100-mile training again. I hope to cover Man vs Horse, which is an amazing event that happens in Wales that I'm taking part in this weekend. So I'm going to try and get some footage there and include that next time.